That's an interesting question. I think that what is very important in the crypto space is to innovate and to build with substance. There's been generally these boom and bust cycles that we've seen over the years in the crypto industry happens before because we have something that I like to call compounded innovation. Because all the projects are open source, there's a lot of people who are able to build more easily and improve on the previous protocols. Now, the projects that are just forks that you just change a couple string names in the smart contracts and rebrand and market, you don't bring much value, and there's only that much the industry can absorb when it comes to market capitalization and attention for such copycat forks.
So just to start us off, can you please introduce yourself to our viewers and outline your role in the blockchain space right now?
Certainly. Thanks a lot, Jed, for the opportunity. My name is Tudor Holotescu. I'm a resident in Dubai for a few years now, and inside Dubai in the crypto community, I started probably the most active community in crypto of crypto enthusiasts. We've been meeting up mostly every weekend for the past 4 years, probably. It's an amazing experience, to meet so many people who actually over the past couple of years have been moving to Dubai and starting their crypto projects and incorporating their startups here. It's a growing ecosystem, and Dubai is primed for more adoption and to see growth, especially in this sector. Outside my crypto community, I'm engaged in a couple startups. The flagship one I'm working on right now is called Headstarter and is an incubator / launchpad on the Hedera hashgraph ecosystem. We have been entrenched in the Hedera community for some time now and been building some applications on Hedera before. I still am a co-founder of Taskbar, a gig economy marketplace on top of Hedera hashgraph. And right now we're speeding up the activity when it comes to the development of the Hedera SDK. And there's a lot of adoption that we're going to start seeing in building applications on Hedera, DeFi, GameFi, and some interesting use cases that you can build on top of Hedera. So a launchpad is a key infrastructural piece when it comes to the success of a layer 1 distributed network. So the success in launching good products will be highly supported by a launchpad that's vetting to launch only the best projects in the ecosystem, such as Headstarter. Outside this engagement, I also have a investment arm that is being put together called Builder Ventures, which we're trying to support the early stage investments in crypto projects. So all this ecosystem has been built and is driven from my residence in Dubai, but we also have a software development arm back in Romania. That's
incredible. That's a lot of involvement in the crypto community, and I commend you for that. I actually wanted to talk to you a little bit more about Headstarter. As you mentioned, it's an accelerator program for the Hedera hashgraph, which is sort of an alternate distributed ledger technology. So I just want to touch on that a little bit because I think a lot of people would be maybe unclear on that, because blockchain is the cool kid on the block, if you want to want to talk about it. But can you tell us a little bit about Hedera and what your thoughts are about it as an alternate to blockchain?
Yeah, certainly. Hedera is also a layer one network, as you rightfully said, but the DLT is a subset that is probably not very popular. There are something called DAGs that might have been made popular in the past by projects such as IOTA. Hedera Hashgraph is using a innovation that used to be patented but has been open source recently called the Hashgraph protocol. And when you look at the Hashgraph technology, it uses something that is called gossip about gossip. So in a sense, the way that I like to describe it is that a blockchain is linear and you append information at the end, while the Hashgraph spreads like a matrix. So it has multiple paths at the same time, which allows it to have a much higher throughput speeds. And another very important and let's say essential features of the Hashgraph protocol is that the fees are pegged to the US dollar. So as the price of HBAR fluctuates up and down, the fees that you're paying for different services are readjusted into their US dollar value. So this is very important when it comes to, let's say, different applications that are being built on top of Hedera, so that you can more easily calculate the fees that you'll be paying in order to run your application. This is just a few unique features of Hedera. There's quite a few others, and the network itself has recently grown in EVM compliance, and that's why we believe that very soon you're going to see an influx of new projects coming into Hedera, and it's going to grow into a very vibrant ecosystem.
That's very interesting. That's very interesting. I'd be excited to see that. So yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about the accelerator program and your role in that sort of transition, that the one that you just described. So you have quite a powerful position as an accelerator, of course. How do you choose between the different projects that are available to you, and what sorts of characteristics do you look for the projects that you choose to accelerate?
So we're staying native to Hedera. So we're trying to accommodate to most of the projects that are trying to come on board and build in the space. Now, inside Headstarter, we have two types of IDOs. We have a standard IDO where we'll be vetting the project, making sure it is, let's say, a serious project, has a serious team, good use case, and also is something that will be beneficial for the Hedera ecosystem. So we're doing like checks for the projects similar to the way a VC would. And then after the full overview of the project is being documented, it's put up to vote for the Headstarter Council. That will ultimately give the green light for an upcoming IDO on Headstarter. The other flavor of an IDO is an incubated/accelerated IDO, where different projects, even the ones that are just an idea, will be able to come on board, and we'll set them up with all the tools and services that they need, whether they need support in the strategy, the tokenomics, the technology, legal, everything that there is and into the composition of launching a product. We'll be able to support them through our incubator, and this will be happening via our partners, from which I can mention that we have a few consultancy firms, but also at the same time, we have partners that are legal companies or just advisors that are experts in DeFi. So we're trying to set up everybody with the right tools. Maybe the projects that I'm most excited for on Hedera would be, to begin with, projects that are building DeFi, infrastructural DeFi pieces from DEXs to lending protocols, and just the basic infrastructure so that you can start putting together, let's say, Hedera DeFi Lego pieces into building more and more complex DeFi applications, but also GameFi. We got quite a few projects that are interested to build on Hedera, knowing the advantages in very low fees and ultra high speeds that I mentioned earlier. And Hedera offers a unique value proposition for GameFi and metaverse applications as well.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's definitely very interesting. To be honest, I'm not too familiar with the Hedera sort of space, so this is all very informative to me, and I'm sure it will be to our viewers as well. I also wanted to touch on your activity in the GCC a little bit more. You've attended some of Agora Group's events. I just wanted to hear from you. What can you tell us about the blockchain Hedera ecosystem in Dubai, and how has it changed over time?
Yeah, well, so I was fortunate enough to participate with Headstarter in the Agora Summit of November 2021, and it was an amazing experience. I think that you have a lot of summits and expos and crypto conferences happening in Dubai, but the Agora really stood out to me. That's why I recommend it to all my peers, because it, let's say, clears out a lot of the noise that crypto conferences entail. Also, you don't have any other hidden charges or other, let's say, efforts that you need to commit yourself to in participating at the event. And you know that all the people that you're talking to and all the conversations you're having are very relevant. So I commend you guys for that. So I think other than Agora events, there's quite a few interesting meetups that are educational in Dubai and the GCC region. I think this is essential for us in order to be able to take the next step forward as a industry, as a community. Education should come first, and as soon as we see more education, more let's say right efficacies when building projects or when trying to interact with the tokens of the respective projects, we're not going to see such high volatility on the markets. We're going to see more adoption and obviously a lot more, let's say, reputable names in the worldwide in investing into the crypto industries. So it's just a matter of time until we're able to reach, let's say, a critical mass when it comes to education of people. And Dubai and the GCC region have been taking quite a leap forward, whether it comes to licenses, regulations. They were very forward-looking, and it's an exciting place to be in, seeing that all the big crypto companies are moving, setting home in Dubai, and it's a sight to behold. Where I'm just very excited for the years ahead.
For sure, we are incredibly excited as well for both the mass education and for the migration towards the GCC. We're really witnessing something that the region has not ever seen before. So we're all really excited for that. I've got a couple questions left for you. So the one of them pertains to any advice that you would give a blockchain or a Hedera startup that's looking to catch the eye or being selected into an accelerator program or to receive any kind of funding. If you were going to give them any kind of advice, what would that be?
That's an interesting question. I think that what is very important in the crypto space is to innovate and to build with substance. There's been generally these boom and bust cycles that we've seen over the years in the crypto industry happens before because we have something that I like to call compounded innovation. Because all the projects are open source, there's a lot of people who are able to build more easily and improve on the previous protocols. Now, the projects that are just forks that you just change a couple string names in the smart contracts and rebrand and market, you don't bring much value, and there's only that much the industry can absorb when it comes to market capitalization and attention for such copycat forks. So I think that when it comes to building something on the crypto space and you want to join the industry, you should try to do it for the right reasons and not look at coming over to Web3 just for a money grab. When it comes to innovation and real valuable use cases, I think that anybody is welcome. Whether you have a Web2 company that you're bringing it over to Web3 to add more utility, more use cases to your customers, to your users, it's something that is exciting. Anybody that comes from the Web2 world and they're trying to adapt and incorporate the latest trends are to be applauded for that. And at the same time, as long as you build anything that has a unique use case, whether it's from horse racing to, let's say, virtual worlds, metaverses, augmented reality, interacting with real world assets, just any application that makes sense and is a valuable use case for the users at large and for the crypto community is welcome. So I think that us at Headstarter, we'd be more than happy to accept in our accelerator any team that has the right values that they build their application based out of, but also at the same time they're trying to build innovation and they are committed to the project that they're building. And this is applicable for, I guess, everybody in the space, including VCs that are ready to back up teams and interesting ideas.
For sure. Yeah, there are lots of copycats in the ecosystem, and I think a lot of them are trying to, get a quick cash grab, and it's really the integrity of the whole movement suffers as a result of these, select projects. But it is what it is. Like, people will always gravitate towards where they think they will make money. But it's interesting in times like these where like crypto is not, particularly strong at the moment. Everybody says, the weak project kind of natural selection occurs and they kind of die off. So it could be a good moment for the ecosystem right now.
Usually you build in the bear markets, but another thing that I would like to add on this point is that these teams need to be very careful with the way that they manage their treasuries. Similar to Web2 companies, we always applaud like the MicroStrategies of the world and Tesla for having Bitcoin in their treasury, right? And we should look to the projects that we're backing up that also value the intrinsic value of Bitcoin and other layer one, let's say, protocol cryptocurrencies, as long as the US dollar. So I think that also one thing that projects need to do is to walk the talk and to make sure that they value their raise in the respective cryptocurrency and try to adjust so that the bottom line is not only US dollar stablecoins.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. And just to finalize this interview, Tudor, thank you so much for your time and everything. I have one last question. So what we've briefly discussed about the Hedera Hashgraph projects and blockchain, it kind of sounds like it is almost like a substitute to blockchain, in where it has a couple of features that are even better than the way blockchain networks operate at in the current stage. So and it's, I think, branded itself as the third version, like Web3, sort of like the third version of blockchain technology. So it kind of has this disruptive sort of quality about it. Do you think it's gonna, let's say in 10 years time, do you think it's gonna become the mainstream sort of distributed ledger, or is it gonna work alongside blockchain?
Well, definitely even nowadays, Hedera is looking to maybe take steps towards becoming more interoperable with other blockchains. And I believe that having all these competitive layer ones personally maybe is not the future that we would necessarily want. Of course, there are different blockchains, different layer ones that are specific to their own, to certain use cases. And Hedera started off as being more enterprise utility focused. You can have some flavors of Hedera that where you build, let's say, applications that are for more closer to private blockchains, consortia. You can also leverage their consensus service to make sure about to secure the security of your own blockchain. But I think that interoperability is the future that we should strive for. That's why making a seamless experience for the users is something that I believe us here at Headstarter and also the crypto communities at large should be embracing. There's no reason for us to have any tribalism. All distributed technologies started off with a certain ethos. So as long as we stand for the values that we started off with and segregate based on, let's say, the use cases that can be built on top of those technologies, understand that there are applications that need to stay on a private ledger, applications that are better suited for public blockchains, understand that there's a big need for zero knowledge proofs when it comes to certain hot topics in the industry, such as identity. I think that there's a space for everybody. That the seats at the table are not yet distributed, and I think that having a more seamless experience and not such a high layer to such a high level to entrance when it comes to the technical knowledge that you need to have in order to set up your own wallet, the responsibility to manage your own keys. I think that once the experience becomes more user friendly for everybody, and we don't have competing applications for no use, because I think having access to from projects having access to multiple communities while knowing that the strength of each layer, then that's something that we should strive for, and the industry should go through the process of interoperating.
For sure. Well, thank you so much again, Tudor, for taking the time to do this interview with me. We wish you the very best of luck with all of the projects that you're involved in. And Agora will see you soon again in Vietnam. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Vietnam is an amazing country, and I was very happy to hear that you guys are organizing an event there. I'm looking forward to seeing you there, and thank you so much as well for the time and interview today.
Of course. It was our pleasure, and we're looking to see you there as well. Have a great rest of your day.
Cheers.
Take care.